Like they will tell you things that sometimes you'll be like, man, this one is too good to be true because it is. We're talking about APC, okay, but they cannot be trusted, even if you want to try. But look at that good idea. It's a brilliant idea. The same problem that currently, the military in Nigeria or the soldiers in Nigeria, what they are facing right now, is the same that the vigilantes on our forest guard, heavily armed. That word heavily armed, right? If we are not in reality, sounds so good to say, yeah, give us weapon to defend ourselves. Or everybody, let go, defend ourselves. Or they should send people into the forest after them, right? Special forces. But Nigeria hired, I think they were like a 30 or so mercenaries against the almighty Boko Haram. Mercenaries. So Nigeria, almighty Nigerian army, right? Where they have become so compromised at the time. But look at it. Less than 30 mercenaries from South Africa at the time, right? But they decimated Boko Haram so much that when Boko Haram came in, 24 hours after Boko Haram came to power in 2015, they sent all of them away. They cancelled all of their government immunity cover and everything, and they gave them 24 hours to leave Nigeria, or they will be arrested and paraded as a terrorist sponsor. That was how those guys left. And then Boko Haram regrouped. The rest is history today. Now Boko Haram have drones. This swap have drones. They said drones from Ukraine-Russia war, dirty drones, right? Kamikaze drones. Do you even understand what I mean, right? So if Tinubu has the political will, this will sound, this is a brilliant idea. And it can actually help to supplement the already overstretched Nigerian army. Like, I'm good at now, okay, just trying to say, okay, if they actually mean it, this is good. And you know something, right? If Nigeria, or if the people are allowed, okay, no, let me rephrase. If the criminals in charge of that contraption, if they should, by chance, decide to end this ongoing ethnic cleansing, religious terrorism, and all of that, if they chose to, despite their incompetence, Nigeria economy, right, will receive a boost. It's going to be like a shock boost. Because you know why? People used to grow their own food. Most of the people who are begging for food today, right? They used to have their own farms. Some of them, I'm talking about those people. You see, those people who visited become refugees. They are being chased away from their land and from their homes, from their and then ending up hundreds of kilometers away from the ancestral land in refugee camps, in squalor, and all. They used to feed. They never used to depend on peanut from anybody. These were people who were growing their own food in their own communities. They are in large number. They were able to feed their families. Today, they have joined the long list of Nigerians that are now starving, begging for food. Do you understand what it means if they can go back to their homes, like genuinely, where they can leave all this, your cup of rice, spaghetti, and other stuff they take to them to take their pictures. They can actually, they are not rich, but they are not also wretched than what they have now. As incompetent as your criminal leaders are, if they can just get rid of this insecurity that is so deliberate, sponsored terrorism against the indigenous people of Nigeria, if they can get rid of that, you will see improvements in your economy. It's not like you're going to be out of the woods, but listen, it's never going to be this worse. The reason why their incompetence got exposed this much is that people that you never get to know about, that were always on their own, right? They have now joined, the basket case of what APC created. But they won't do it. It doesn't have the political will. Just say it to them and share them on, and they will say, yeah, and all of that. That's it. It's just another problem coming. APC, Egbekegbe, another problem coming. Just about last week, a group called Miyetti gave a press conference where they said they have lost over 50,000 Fulani herdsmen to cattle rustlers and terrorists. That's what they said. They said they have lost their men to terrorists. They have also lost over 2 million cows. And you see these people from TV land, Director Scott, your people have decided to reply, or in fact to challenge them. Like, what are you even talking about? We have evidence of how thousands of our people that you have slaughtered across Benue and Plateau. How dare you come out and try to make it more or less like, we are coming after to kill your people and all of that stuff. So if you can't present any evidence, people shouldn't be giving them an audience, right? Thor Thief, which happened to be the paramount ruler of TV, I believe. Is that not Thor Thief? I'll be Thief. I don't know how to pronounce that right, but I know it's Thor in a gathering today.
We had always looked forward to a very robust engagement with our stakeholders, for we have seen that in the last 10 years, some of our members who live bohemian lifestyles have been so affected, and there had been no succor for them all over the place. And one very frightening incident we are seeing is that everybody associates them with criminality, but the criminals are only very few of them. We have urged governments, especially the northern state governments, to take action. We had been invited 6 years ago, to make a submission of what we think can work out, but nothing had happened. So we are now very happy that the federal government, with the new livestock development plan, will at least give some kind of breathing space so that our bohemian brothers can find a way of livestock production that can be very peaceful. And we are very much happy that we are part of this. We will work hard. We have lost over 50,000 people, and we have lost over 5 million herds of livestock in the last 10 years, and there has never been any support. And unfortunately, the few who are involved in what is termed as criminality has tarnished the image of everybody. And wherever a Pulo is now seen, he is tagged as a criminal. And we suffer from the stigmatization of the media. We are the only group of people whose members, when they commit crime, it is all attributed to the whole race. I think this is a very dangerous trend, and it need to be taken care of by whoever is concerned. But we, as an association, our objective has all along been to encourage the modernization of livestock production system. We know that time has come, the land will not increase, and the population is increasing, so the continuous movement of our people across space that sometimes generate the conflicts that we are seeing, I think will have to come to an end. But it can only come to an end when government presents a viable alternative. You know, you cannot change people's culture overnight. They suffer from climate change. They suffer from... It is only our people who don't depend on government. They are not looking for boreholes. As is and now, nobody gives them anything. If they go to hospital, they pay with their own money. So I think this kind of engagement will go a long way in helping our members find peace with other communities that they live with.
I want to appreciate the representative of Magban that spoke here. The difficulty in what we are dealing with, you are talking about herders and killer herders and criminals. It's a situation where the mechanics are there and the madmen have joined them. They all dress in the same way. So if you come here and tell us that there are a few criminal elements that have joined the herders and they are spoiling the show for all of you, the model you need to first do is drive away the madmen among you. Any other story you tell us without doing it is playing to the gallery. If you have madmen among you, you know the madmen, deal with the madmen, let the Senate, the mechanics we know. The mechanics we know, in my illustration, were the original herders we knew that will come, growing up in this environment, they will come only with staff to guide the herds so that they will not spoil, destroy farms. That's the herders. In one of our meetings of Northern traditional rulers some years ago, a traditional ruler rose up and made the statement you made today, and my heart jumped. He said, you cannot change the culture of people overnight. What culture are you talking about? Is it culture of killing? What culture are you talking about? Is it a nomadic culture of moving up and down? That culture didn't have problems. That culture didn't seek to take over our land. That culture didn't seek to kill us. That culture didn't seek to destroy our farms, our livelihoods. That's not the culture we know. What we have now are criminal herders carrying assault rifles, killing our people, maiming them, raping our women and our daughters, dispossessing us of our land, and even when we harvest our crops and bring them home, they come to our homes, destroy our houses, bring out our harvests for their cows to eat. Is that the culture? No, I beg to differ. Any culture that is killing people, maiming people, taking over their livelihoods, burning their property, does not require 1 second notice. That culture must end immediately. If you come with herds, we will show you where the land is fertile, the grass is green, you will eat. But if you come right on our farm, people busy working, you are killing them. You are destroying our livelihoods, our farms. A whole year's labor is destroyed. That's an alien culture that cannot be tolerated in our environment. So for your own people, the model I say is that let the mechanics join hands and deal with the madmen. Then we will accept you. We have always done that in the decades past, where if a cow strayed and destroyed any farm, they will come quickly, settle, pay compensation, and move on. Now, in my domain, in Kwande, they have taken over more than 4 wards, and they are staying. In my domain in Way West, almost all the 15 wards have been taken over, and the people have run to around Naka, and there is kidnapping and road blockage on the way every day. That's not a culture that we can accommodate in Benue State. So, Makaban, deal with your internal issues. If you say they are madmen, that you don't know them, You know them. They dress like you. They talk like you. They carry AK-40 what? 7 like you. You can't deceive us. If they are talking like you, walking like you, carrying guns like you, killing us like you, how can you say you are not part of them? So first deal with the madmen among you and come and present yourself clean. We will accept you. We have always done. It's just that things have changed.
We had always looked for.
Director Scott, that's a thought thief, right? The supposed paramount ruler of TV land. Is that him? That's what I saw and I believe. Well, you have a hell of a king there, if that was him. And like somebody said that he should be protected. Under the current arrangement in that contraption, right? Well, I hope he's protected. Adara of Adara Kingdom was not that lucky in Kaduna. When he was invited by the El Rufaya, the Kaduna Little Finger, then over the Kaduna massacre, you know what they did to him? El Rufaya stood him up. I mean, he didn't show up to the paramount ruler. They told him to go back to his kingdom, that they would reschedule the meeting. On his way back, very close to his own supposed kingdom, Fulani terrorists that have been killing his people got the hint or the wind of his travel, probably had his travel plan and all that. They took him, took his wife, then demanded for ransom. They collected the millions of naira ransom for a paramount ruler, raped his wife. Then they killed him. Well, they let his wife go. What did they do? They dropped the lifeless body of a supposed paramount ruler at a three-way junction, three-path junction at Bicon, next to his kingdom, to humiliate him, because that's what they do, Fulanis. Historically, they come for your leaders, destroy them, kill them, and humiliate their corpse so that they will be like, see, this is where your leaders have been. Kind of. So yeah, I hope Torty is protected, must be protected. Because you see the people of Yagba, they are looking for their king. Fulani don't kidnap them. This is their king, old man. Oh. This man on your screen is Oba, is Royal Highness, or is Royal Highness, Oba JD Ogunyoda Ilufemiloye, and is supposed to be the king of a community in Yagba, local government area of Kogi State. What is GKBAC? Right now, the people that took KBAC, they are demanding for 30 million naira ransom. Oba Iluniao. So you say, Allah Sheikh Jurisha, because that's what we call the kings in Yoruba land. They are the next to the gods. They are the voice of the gods. They are the representatives of the gods. That's why we don't argue with kings, except, the political obas, the political kings, unfortunately. So what happened to the Alales? What happened to the Igbairumales? Kabiesi, what it did now? What is so Kabiesi Mole somewhere? Ilu gonna get 30 million. Shakpa is worrying everybody. So right now, they just had to stage a protest. More or less like an SOS. Imagine if they can carry you. They carry your Oba. Now you they can carry because it was special. It's unfortunate. That's the state of insecurity in that place. When it gets to your turn, you shall get served. It is Turn by Turn Nigeria Limited, unfortunately. Nobody is able. Even these ones who are parading themselves right now, they are not. And that is why the next video you're about to watch is that of Peter Obi. Well, currently, openly speaking up on what should be the punishment for those who put us all through this, or who are putting us all through this. Is proposing a death sentence for any convicted, corrupt public official. In his words, it was with Dele Momodu, who just turned 65 ahead. Yeah, Dele Momodu's birthday. Okay, so on that visit, Peter Obi.
Follow critical investment in critical areas of development. First, invest in education. Invest in health and productivity. If you do that, Africa today, in terms of land area, is the second biggest continent. Has the biggest youthful population. Only out of 1.5 billion African population, as you know, about 1 billion of a youthful population in their productive age. Africa remains the only continent with over 60% of its arable land all cultivated. So how can you talk about hunger? You can't talk about hunger. And I've used certain examples. India. Africa is about 30.5 million square kilometers. India is about 3,000 plus, which means Africa is 10 times India's size. India produces nearly 150 million tons of rice. Africa as a whole produces about 25 to 6,000. So India produces 6 times the amount of rice Africa produces. What if was even one that will show clearly that Africa is unproductive is that Bangladesh is around 48,000 square kilometers plus, which is less than 1%. It's about 0.05% of African size. Bangladesh, but they produce twice the amount of rice that Africa produces. So you find out that it's not going to work. It's not going, there's no way. There's no way. Even in Nigeria alone, 60% of arable land is uncultivated. We have 923,000 square kilometers of land. Bangladesh is 148 plus. So Bangladesh is 1/6 of Nigeria's size. Yet Nigeria does not produce 10% of the amount of rice Bangladesh produces. And it's there. It's not something that is rocket science. They have everybody to see. So you can go on and find out that Africa has no reason to be hungry. All we need to do is do the right thing. All these things are being affected by corruption. Because people no longer find value in hard work, in productivity, in entrepreneurship. You started your own business. You are working hard to earn a living. Today, people who have no daytime job live better than you live. People who have no office live like stars. So it is a crisis. So we must deal with the issue of corruption aggressively. Maybe what the Chinese people are doing. Make sure that the amount you steal is death sentence. The amount you steal is life imprisonment. The amount you steal is not less than 10 years imprisonment. So when you deal with it strictly, then you start investing in critical area of development which you can achieve organically by ensuring that those who will elect, one, are competent, two, have the capacity. Because you can be competent, but you have passed the age where you have the capacity to work. You must have the capacity to be able to move around and do the right thing. Three, have a compassion. And leadership without compassion is not a leadership. A leader must be somebody who feels that, listen, we have to do things for people. Citizens-led leadership. You must go 24 hours thinking about the people. Anything short of that, you're wasting your time. And all these things comes with your character, with this and everything. So it's a critical thing we want to. But thank you for initiating the lecture.
I mean, we all seem powerless, but we're not too powerless. So we can make our own individual contributions. At least in the future, our children will not ask us, what did you do? You keep complaining, but you did nothing about it. So, but it seems that they are trying to encourage all of us not to bother. It's just to say, don't even talk. Don't even say